Okay, welcome to another Avaricium tutorial. Here we're going to be talking about this new neutral piece called the Barracks. Okay, so uh, you know we kind of talked about how a nobility, with some towns, hence having some build range, can build neutral pieces and nobility, right? And so far we haven't seen basically where do armies and player-specific guards come from. Uh, so uh, actually, we have uh, the barracks, right? So the barracks actually, what it does is it dictates a third type of range. Okay, so this is you could say a unit creation range. So it's very similar to a build range, but it's specifically for armies and player-specific guards, of your own color, right? So, for example, um, you know, this nobility right now has destroying and kind of attacking force moving range of 1, has a build range of 2, so you could build neutral pieces and other blue nobilities over here, right? And it has a unit creation range of 3, so it could place armies and player-specific guards within this range, for one action, right? So generally, in an Avaricium game, we start off with one town and one nobility. This is kind of what it looks like, right? And so everything comes from this combination of a town and a nobility. So in order for you, to get most neutral pieces, you just kind of build them, right? You want to get more nobility, you just go ahead and build them, right? But how do we get kind of our armies and player-specific guards? Well, we have to build a barracks first, and then an army. So you can see that armies, are pretty strong compared to, say, like a rebel, right? Which is kind of like an army, only it doesn't do you as much good, right? Like it also hurts you sometimes. So that's why armies and player-specific guards, they kind of take more effort to create, right? You have to have a specific there's another step involved. Okay, well, anyways, let's try some puzzles. So here is our first puzzle. So you can go ahead and pause the video if you haven't solved it yet. So how many actions does it take? It takes 2 actions. So if you have a solution that takes more than 2 actions, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so let's try this out. Let's see what our solution is. There's actually 2 ways to do this kind of. Okay, so one, I'd say the more easy to think of way is to go, I'm going to place an army right here. And, since I placed this army, it's frozen, right? My army is frozen, by this army. Can't do much there, but I could place another one over here. And now both of their armies are frozen, right? So yeah, that's 2 actions. A little bit more of a creative solution is to place an army right here and to either force move or destroy this barracks right here. Okay, like that. So that's an alternative solution. 2 actions. Okay. So here is our next puzzle. Like this. Okay. So I'm gonna, so, you know, if you haven't gotten the puzzle yet, go ahead and pause the video. But I'm gonna tell you that this takes 3 actions to complete. So if you got it in more than 3, go ahead, pause the video, try to get it in 3. Okay. So what is the solution? There's actually kind of 2 main ways to do it. Okay. So so let's try to figure them out. So one way is to go well, here, let's start with this one. One way is kind of like that more, you know, creative solution last time, right? So it was placing an army kind of beside you, and then going ahead and so it's 1, and then 2, 3, something like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this works. You know, you could also destroy this piece. It's one solution. Another solution is, you know, you could place it either here or here. It doesn't matter. So this is the first action. 1, 2. You could place a player-specific guard, right, to unfreeze your army, and then same idea is you put yourself in a position where you're touching all the armies, or, you know, you could destroy this one as well, and then everything is frozen. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And there we have it. Okay. Let's try this puzzle. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to tell you that this takes 3 actions. 3 actions? Sorry. This takes 2 actions. My bad. So hopefully you didn't pause the video yet. But yeah, go ahead and try to figure out how to do this in 2 actions. And you know, if you didn't get it in 2, then pause the video. Here's the solution. You place a player-specific guard, and then you go ahead and, you know, destroy or do something to this army. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, so you could also have moved it there. Doesn't matter. Everything's frozen now. Okay. So how about this one over here? Okay. So this one, if you haven't gotten this one, I guess pause the video. This one takes 4 actions. So if you got it in more than 4, pause the video, try to figure out in 4 actions. Okay, so let's see now. How do you do this? There's actually quite a few ways to do this. Quite a few ways to solve this puzzle. Okay. So one way, so we have 4 actions, right? So one way is again to go to build barracks, build an army, build a player-specific guard. It's 1, 2, 3. Unfreezing your player-specific guard, and then going over here. Okay. So alternatively, we could have also placed a neutral guard. Has the same effect. Generally it's better to place player-specific guards if we can, but yeah, that's kind of one solution. So another one is 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Oops. 3, 4, like this, something like that, right? So the idea is to place the army initially far away and then hop on over and destroy one of these so that you could freeze the other 2. Okay, good. So there is one more solution here, one more type of solution. So really, this one's interesting because it doesn't actually use armies or barracks. So you place a town here and a town here, and then you place a rebel and a rebel, like whoever you want. You need the 3 range, right? And you need at least 2 rebels. So there's different configurations, right? You do here, whatever. Okay. Yeah, and sometimes you prefer to have towns over having more barracks. So this is kind of viable, even though you're trading armies for rebels. Depends on the situation, on what else is kind of going on in the game. Of course, here it's the game's finished, but yeah. Okay, and here we have our final puzzle. So if you haven't gotten it, then go ahead and pause the video. Okay. I'm going to tell you that this takes 6 actions to complete. So if you got it in more than 6, try to get it in 6. Okay, so what's the solution here? There's actually a lot of solutions, believe it or not. Lots of solutions. Okay. So there's actually a purely town and rebel solution. So 1, 2, 3. This is a little bit precise, but not really. So 1, 2, 3, and then you have to do 1, 2, and 3 to get all of them. Remember, you can't place a rebel over here. So there's also this configuration which freezes everything, but the problem with that is that you can't freeze yourself, right? With rebels like that. So like this, and I mean either way you have to reach one of these 2 tiles, so that's 4 ways. So that's why you have to place 1, 2, 3. And do 1, 2, 3. So what was it initially? I think this, right? Okay, let's look at some of the other solutions. So we could go 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's valid. Okay. We could also do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Okay. Another valid solution. You could also do that one, but with 5, 6. Okay. It's also a possibility. You could also, okay, so when we were doing this one, right, we could have also used a neutral guard over here. Yeah. So that's about all the ones that I can think of. If you have more, there might be more. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this puzzle set.